Take a look at The Killer. John Woo's 1989 action masterpiece now has a remake by John Woo. And it's another masterpiece. We'll go deep inside the gun-tastic streaming thriller. Hey, speaking of guns, we'll take a look at Gunner. It's kind of like Taken, only on a camping trip. And with Luke, the oft-forgotten Hemsworth at the helm, he too has a special set of skills. Then we'll take a look at Cesar Millan's new season of his Dogtastic show. And we'll take a look at the world records being set by Deadpool and Wolverine. And get caught in the frenzy of Twister as it hits streaming and VOD services, ready for you to enjoy all the thrills of a natural disaster from the comfort of your own living room. That and more as we, say it with me now, take a look!
It's fine. It's cool. You can say that we ain't nothing, but you know it's true. Oh, hey, I was just talking to my mom. Hey, welcome to Take a Look. Yes, we're going to talk about all kinds of movies. Let's start it off by introducing my co-host today. It's Kelly Savannah Deaton. How are you?
Fabulous. How are you?
Good. How's your summer?
Amazing, because all of these amazing movies are out.
That's what I'm talking about. This is the summer of movies that don't suck.
I know.
And it seems like last summer I was saying, please get out there and go see movies. This summer I'm just saying,
you don't have to beg.
Exactly. I'm saying thank you for getting out there and going to see movies on the big screen. And now with that said, let's talk about a movie that's streaming. Switching gears right now, let's talk about
The Killer.
Yeah, this is such an awesome movie. I love me some John Woo.
Yes, and this is by the way, you said remake. It's called a reimagining, Mark.
Don't correct me on my show. But you're right.
That's my job.
I screwed that up. It's a reimagining, not a remake. But still, it's a great movie. It's written by Matthew Strookin and Josh Campbell.
You don't normally bring the writers up. Why are you bringing the writers up?
Because they wrote my movie, Notorious Nick.
Shameless promotion, Mark.
I'm not promoting anything, but The Killer right now. You need to see this on Peacock streaming. I sat down with two people largely making it cool. That would be
Natalie Emmanuel and Omar Sy.
Yeah, Natalie, I love her in Game of Thrones. Omar Sy, a French actor we know him from.
Lupin on Netflix.
And Jurassic World.
Jurassic World,
and
the list goes on.
Sequel with bigger dinosaurs. Anyway, I sat down to talk about the writing specifically for their characters. Listen.
For me, it's like the way it was written. It was really interesting for me when I read it. Like just everything he does not say without he says something without saying it.
You're so great in this because, like you said, so many of your character's motivations, he doesn't announce what he's doing or thinking, but you have to portray motivation and feeling without saying.
Exactly. And that was very interesting, and it's something that you could like already have like on the script. It's well written. I love the way it was on the script, and it was a good start for me, a good inspiration.
And then Natalie, your character, we very definitely know what she wants to say when she's trying to kill people. Talk about what it's like to be in this type of John Woo movie.
It's amazing. It's a dream come true, really. I feel so just grateful and lucky to have had this opportunity, and to do it with the action master is just amazing. And you know, The Killer, obviously, and his original movie is so iconic, and it felt like a real responsibility to revisit that with John himself, and I feel very lucky to have done that, and feel grateful to have done that, and I just feel really proud of this film, and I feel like the original is such a beautiful piece of work, and I love it, and I think that we've done a really cool reimagining, and yeah, I'm excited for people to see it.
Me too. And there, she even said reimagining, and I screwed it up by saying it was a remake.
Wasn't gonna say anything.
All right, but I can't wait for you to see it. This is the movie. This is why you buy that 80-inch screen when it's on sale at Costco or Walmart.
Yep, the action scenes, and then you have two great leads. Count me in. And they're in Paris.
Yeah. Review the movie in French.
Okay. Ce film est très magnifique et très bon et très intéressant.
And what did you just say? I
said the movie is magnificent, interesting, and very good.
My review is où couper la fromage. I don't speak French, so I think I just said who cut the cheese. Yeah. All right, coming up on this episode of Take a Look, let's go back to the big screens. You need to see Gunner there. This is a good America action movie because there's got guns and a guy named Gunner.
Yep.
It's the oft-forgotten Hemsworth. Luke joins us next.
Oh, you sure know how to make an entrance.
Your son sent me to get you out.
How you gonna do that? Can't say I'm not intrigued.
Your son took my voice.
All right, there you have it, a scene from Gunner reminding that Morgan Freeman graces it, and probably the first time I've seen him behind the bars since Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, I think so. And he has a smaller role in this movie, but
Right.
when he is on screen, you want more of him. That's how good he is.
Exactly. There's enough of him to make the trailer. So
Yeah.
that's all you need. All right, so in this movie, and like I said in the open of this show, it pretty much is Taken, only on a camping trip.
100%. And they run into a drug deal and stuff like that. So
Right.
minor detail.
This time you've got Luke, the off-forgotten Hemsworth.
Yeah, you know how they say the poor man's Wendy or Donnie Wahlberg is the poor man's Mark? This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like the poor man's Liam and Chris Hemsworth.
Hey, look,
So sad.
every movie's got its own budget, so they made it work with this guy. I had a pleasure talking to him from his home. Take a look.
I can't begin to tell you how much I love this movie. When I saw the first Taken, it left me feeling a certain way that I haven't felt since until this movie.
Oh, cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I mean, Taken, that's exactly what popped into my mind, I think, from the very beginning. A man with a special set of skills. I love this guy's tenacity. I love Gunner's ability to make the most of any situation. And it's something that I think permeates through, a lot of the special forces military in your country. They are the best of the best of the best of the best. My preparation involved hanging out with a bunch of those guys and listening to, everyone's story and trying to fit little pieces in there and fit pieces in there. Each one of these guys was a big part of Gunner. There's a great sequence inside the metalworks, which I think people will love, involving, one stuck guy up to another being punished by bricks and fire and all sorts of stuff. I think that's one of the best ones in the movie.
So if you were to sum it up, if you were sitting next to someone on a plane going, so why shouldn't I see this? Just finish the sentence. See this, Gunner, because...
If you love the action films of old, then this will take you right back into it.
Amen. It's awesome, sir. I appreciate your time today, and thanks for making this. It's
Thanks,
really
mate.
great. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Cheers, cheers. It is awesome. And, I goof around a lot about him being the off-forgotten Hemsworth. He is a great actor. He is perfect for this role. And I liked it way more than I thought I was going to.
I did too, honestly. I was thinking it's just going to be derivative of Taken, like you said, but
Sure.
it's so much more than that. And you're entertained from start to finish.
Yeah, the plot of Taken works for a reason, and it works here too. Dimitri brought it to you. Dimitri is a guy who, I remember the first time I talked to him, it was for the movie Kickboxer, which pretty much brought MMA to American audiences. And we talked about this.
Congratulations on an awesome movie.
Oh, thanks so much, Mark. That's very nice of you to say.
Amazing cast. Morgan Freeman owns every single pixel of every single frame that he appears in. Do you have a moment that you're most proud of with him in this?
I think the moment when he's sitting in the car and he's talking to Luke about being a father, and they're both sharing fatherly moments, and he's trying to connect with him, although he's a drug dealer. I think that's probably a really wonderful scene that they pull off together.
Yeah, it's wild how this movie goes from being one of the best action movies I've ever seen to all of a sudden hitting some of the same poignant notes of Shawshank Redemption, all in the same movie.
Oh wow! Now those are high praises. I very much appreciate it.
And I know this isn't a dog and pony show, but at the same time, we got to get butts in seats. So finish this sentence. See Gunner because...
See Gunner, because you're never going to have more fun in your entire life than when you get to watch Gunner. Enjoy.
On a big screen. Amen. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. Thanks so much.
It does have big explosions, big action, big guns, and a guy named Gunner.
And Hemsworth, a Hemsworth brother. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so switching from the violent to the way less violent, the cute and cuddly, let's go on to Cesar Millan's new show. That is season 5 of, this show, Better Human, Better Dog. We're going to talk about it and why he doesn't like to fly next. Hey, welcome back to Take a Look. We always talk about how we celebrate things on screens of all sizes, big and small, but often because I love movies, that's all I talk about. Well, not today.
Yep.
I'm going to switch gears and talk about something cute and cuddly. Are you a fan of Cesar Millan?
I am. I've been watching some of his shows since he's been on the air 20 years this
No
year.
kidding.
Since 2004, his initial Dog Whisperer, the one and only.
It seems like it was yesterday. He's already on season 5 of this new show. I caught up with him at his home to talk about it. Take a look. Hey, sir, thanks for joining us on Take a Look. I was thinking about you during commercial break in that anybody that I see out and about with their dogs, instantly, people are a magnet to them. They walk up, they want to talk to them about their dogs. You, however, you can't go anywhere, even without a dog, without people coming up to you going, hey, can I tell you about my dogs? Can you travel about? Can you go anywhere without that happening?
You know, when I'm on the planes, because I travel a lot. You're right. Once the pilot know I'm there, he comes out of the cabin to talk to me about their dog problem every single time. There is no one flight that a pilot does not come out and ask me about their dogs.
That's awesome. I don't want to get personal, but I hope for you, you're in first class so the pilot doesn't have to walk the floor. All right, sir, here you go. Season 5. As you look back to all the seasons, what is the episode that you will remember from now on for the rest of your life? And then tell me something that's happened this season that stuck with you.
Well, I remember a dog named Gavin that came from Iraq a long time ago. So it was a very dearing show for me because I got to rehabilitate a dog with post-traumatic stress. But in this new episode is a dog named Brunello that was born and raised in Italy, and he came to America, an immigrant like me, but he came with neurological problems, and he was blind and deaf and developed aggression towards objects. So imagine to rehabilitate a dog that has a little wire disconnected, and is also blind and deaf, but is super aggressive for 6 years. So all that is an add-on to the behavior, right? So when a dog is not blind or deaf, you can influence it. When a dog doesn't have a neurological problem, you can influence them very, very fast. But when a dog has all of these obstacles, that was actually a miracle. That was a magical thing. And that's why in the episode I cried, because I just if it wasn't without God, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was just magical.
Magical indeed. Such a good guy, Cesar Millan. Season 5 now. Better Human, Better Dog now on ABC. I forgot to ask you, when the pilots come out of the cockpit to ask him about his dog, who's flying the plane?
I know, I was thinking
when that's
that
happening?
too. It's like snakes on a plane, dogs on a plane kind of vibe. That's what I got from that.
There you go. All right, from cute and cuddly to warm and fuzzy, there is just an absolute gut bomb of an emotion that's going to come at you when you see this movie, Daughters. Did you cry?
I did. Even watching the trailer, you cry. How can you not?
Oh,
it's so moving.
So a movie, and it started with a TED Talk that spun into this brought to life on the big screen. I'm getting choked up just talking about it. I caught up with 3 people without whom it wouldn't be possible. Take a look. I took away so much from it. I can't wait for people to see it. Natalie, Angela, talk about the dawn of this. How did it begin?
Well, Girls for Change started long before I started the film, but Angela's TED Talk, her words just about the wisdom of these girls knowing what they needed and bringing that to their fathers in an event that could be incredibly healing and profound through dance and touch and play and celebration was one of the most powerful things I'd heard. So I contacted Angela and asked if she felt like making this into a documentary.
Angela, the TED Talk, talk about that. Did you, in your wildest dreams, think that it would end result to this?
No, I did not. As soon as I got off the stage from the TED Talk, people asked me where was my book. They didn't ask me where was the film. And
right.
when I returned home, I had a lot of emails asking if I would be interested in doing a film, a feature film, a narrative film, Broadway plays. Everybody saw something that was, not in my wildest dreams. And I actually declined them all. The reason I decided to have the conversation with Natalie is because she was the only one who emailed me and centered the girls and not the jail. And she met a lot of my team and saw other fathers that had participated in the dance before. So I was attracted to her tenacity and commitment.
And commitment shows through and through. And like I said, everybody will take away something from this and be enlightened. Chad, the power to your right and left right now. Talk about being part of this synergy.
Natalie helped make the process so seamless for it to be captured. That it was never a situation where things were scripted. It was always just this organic process with a new group of girls, a new group of families that we had been living. So the visionary eyesight and the direction that Natalie took in her approach to come in and not interrupt but to just help curate the story by letting the girls tell it. And Angela's willingness to never tell these girls no, it inspires me because those are both high character traits and have allowed something that's so dynamic to be shared with the world.
Dynamic is an understatement. See Daughters as soon as you can. I would be shocked if this doesn't win Academy Awards.
It has to, and it already has taken home the 2024 Sundance Audience Award, which is highly coveted. So that right there should tell you.
The ball is rolling.
The ball is
exactly.
rolling.
Check out again, I get choked up talking about it.
It's actually heart-wrenching.
I have a daughter, and whether you've been in or out of the prison system or know somebody that has or just have a difficult relationship with someone in your family, you're going to find something in this you're going to relate to. I know you.
I can empathize. It's a little bit different, but my father passed away when I was 3. So, you know, there's always those dances that you don't have your dad at and all those other things. So, like I said, it's not the same situation, but you can empathize on some level, for sure.
So see that movie and leave it to me to really bring the party down.
I know,
by
Mark.
Digging deep. I'm so sorry. All right, my friend. Cleanse coming up next. Let's talk about happy stuff, like stuff that's crushing it at the box office. Yeah, Twisters. Finally, you can enjoy this natural disaster in the comfort of your own home as it hits streaming and VOD, and Deadpool continues to break box office records. We'll dig in deep to that next. Hey, welcome back to Take a Look. This is my favorite part of the show because I get to talk about movies that truly are my favorite of the summer. What a summer it has been. Starting off with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, for you, it's just a chance to talk
And
about
Hugh Jackman.
your other boyfriend, Ryan Reynolds, and the Hugh Jackman. We've aired so much content about this that I had exhausted everything. I thought, I've got no more interviews. I've got nothing. And then a friend of mine, John Clay, who I remembered shot the footage of me on the red carpet for X-Men Origins, right?
The one from like 10, 15 years ago? No
Yeah,
way!
exactly. He said, you realize you actually had both of them on the carpet. And I said, that's insane. Why are you just telling me now?
That's amazing.
And he said, because you thought it would be funny to buy plastic Wolverine hands and take the microphone to it. And he said, it looks so stupid, I didn't want to embarrass you.
That's what friends are for.
Well, embarrass me as it were. We're going to air it. And the creepy thing, not creepy, but what's wild about it is that random people showed up on the red carpet.
Such
like
as?
Alice Cooper, a legendary rock star. Take a look.
That's amazing.
Alice Cooper, break out a sample. School's out for summer. I knew that one.
Moments ago, I saw you meet Alice Cooper, who's still standing just feet away from you. You looked a little geeked out by it.
I was a little geeked out by it. It's Alice Cooper. I wasn't expecting to meet him here, you know?
It's kind of random.
Hugh Jackman, no problem.
Expect a lot of people, but not Alice Cooper.
Cool, yeah.
I'm starting to dig these, and I'm wondering, were you ever tempted to take wardrobe home, spice things up in the bedroom a little bit?
Yeah, no, that's not really my wife's thing. Me, on the other, no.
But Hugh said he might want to borrow these to spice things up in the bedroom. What are your thoughts to that?
I'm concerned.
All right.
I'm a little concerned.
I love this. I'm just looking at this. You went to a lot of trouble for this.
But if you're not Hugh Jackman, you can't really rock it, can you?
That's right. Okay, you gotta have the veins coming out of your arms right here. You know, that's it.
How you doing?
Hey man, how you doing? Good to see you again. How are you?
Don't tell Joe Carnahan you saw me like this.
If Hugh was rocking those, and that's the independent movie version.
You're showing your theatrical side, and I like it.
All right, love
Did you actually buy these?
I stole them from my son, actually. Hey, I can tell you.
I accidentally took them from set.
Yeah.
Not accidentally. In my bag and got on a plane and almost got strip search going through customs, let me tell you. So like, what's with the knives in the bag? I'm like, well, I don't know, what knives? There's 6 knives in your bag. Anyway, it was
body cavity just for these. Good to see you, man. All right. So if nothing else, me wearing the stupid plastic fingers got Hugh Jackman to admit he tried to carry the movie props through customs or airplane security.
That was intriguing. But Mark, next time a friend of yours says, oh, I have stuff that, and you look like that with
footage that might embarrass you?
Yeah, just trust your friends. Just say no. Say no.
All right, John. Sorry I didn't trust you. All right, let's talk about this now. Headed to video on demand and streaming services. Finally, you can take Twisters from the big screen to your small screens, or if you took my advice and bought that 80-inch on sale, then that way.
Yep.
What's great about this in any format?
2 words. Glenn Powell.
Yeah, and I talked to the trio about it. Take a look. Nice to see you guys.
Hey,
nice to see you. Nice to see you. We got a group, so let's start with the group response. If you feel it,
chase it.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for committing to this movie. Thank you for chasing your parts in this movie. Shot on film, so you can't do a lot of takes. So not that any actor in their right mind would ever want to yell cut, but name one moment on the set you wish you could yell cut.
The final sequence in the movie theater scene. I mean, there were a couple moments, I mean, just being pelted with rain and just like, your eyes are red and you barely can speak correctly because you're just getting blasted with wind and rain over and over. You're soaked all day long for like 14, 15 hours. Yeah, there were a few moments that day where I wanted to call cut, and that's a wrap.
Well, that's also where your castmates come in handy, where you're all sort of in the same elements together. You know, after those insane scenes where you're just getting blasted with stuff, usually, even though they're really intense scenes, usually we were laughing right afterwards because it's so ridiculous. Just because it's an entire. If you look at, you're looking at us, the camera's looking at us, and it looks like we're in the middle of a storm. What we're looking at is an entire crew of people shooting things at you.
And they always look really gleeful. Like they're always like they look really excited to be throwing like debris, ice, and
they come with anger on set, just ready to hit you with hail.
Okay, I'm looking at Glenn Powell over there on the monitor. I think I just realized I got a bit of a man crush on that guy.
Finally, and you know who else actually put their stamp of approval in a huge way on this movie is none other than Hollywood A-lister
Tom Cruise. He went to the premiere.
Yes, Glenn Powell sent the invite, and Tom Cruise actually showed up, and the whole time was like, I love it, to all the cast.
I mean, he did him dirty by putting him in Top Gun in a prominent role. He's the heir apparent to that throne.
Yep.
All right, hey, thanks for hanging out on Take a Look. Where do we stalk you on social media?
Kelly Savannah Deaton.
There you go. I'm at TV Marcus Allen. Have yourself a great one. We'll see you next week.